Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching episode 10 of the Wilderness series on Wastelands. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, this is shortly after the last episode ended. So with that in mind, here is our first load of wood that we're bringing in. As you've seen at the beginning, we were on the other side of the lake. Cutting down some more trees, and we actually got quite a few trees cut down. We actually ran into a little bit of an issue, so we had to buy up some more of the land. But I think we'll be able to make a pretty good field on the other side of the lake. 67,000 hot dog. Oh man, I tell you what, that is good cash in hand. And that was only a very small percentage of the wood that I had cut up, or the trees that I had cut up. Now, a couple things are going on here. I actually stopped cutting with the Scorpion King. Because if you remember last time we were talking, I want to get rid of the Scorpion King, and I want to buy a wood harvester. I'm not really sure how you'd call it, or what you'd call it, a tree cutting down thing. I don't know. I know the guy at the dealership was talking to me, and he said something, but like typical, I completely forgot what he had called it. So we'll just call it the tree harvester for the time being. I know. Please forgive me. Oh man, but yeah, we've gone ahead and we have cut down a ton of trees on the other side, and a ton of trees have been cut down with the Scorpion King. And I stopped harvesting the trees right before it was about ready to roll over to the next working hour, because that's when we would have been charged again. Now you may ask yourself, why am I doing that? Well, I don't want to pay any extra money, especially after... I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm going to get back off topic here, but this was a big letdown. I am really disappointed that this fell through. Alright. Enough moping. We got work we have to do. We got stuff we got to do. I'm rejuvenated. I am jazzed. Super jazzed, because we have a new goal moving forward. We have a new idea on the horizon of what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and we are going to get that new tree harvester. But like I said, in order to do that, we need to rack up, well, frankly, we pretty much need to double the cash that we have right now. And right now we have $155,000. And that last load that we took, gotta watch out where I'm going. Gotta watch where I'm going here. That last load that we took in was 67,000. So it's not going to take a whole heck of a lot. The trees are down. The trees are down at this point. We just have to pick them up and put them into their trailer. Obviously, we got to take them and sell them and do all that stuff, but as of this point, the trees are down on the ground. I don't know if that's considered the time-consuming part or whatever, but we're doing really good. We're really doing good. And as you can see up in front of us, those golden waves, our crops are ready to harvest. They are ready to harvest. So what we'll probably end up doing... Oh, that's right. That's right. We'll turn that off here for a second, because I found a slightly different way to get up around over there. This crop here, this field, is growing at different paces. Now, I had to double check with the town folks, because this didn't make any sense to me. little bit of weed in there. Well, what are you going to do? Um, I had to talk to them, and they were like a bunch of scientific things, like with the rain and the weather and the wind and the crop type and the soil, and that I kind of zoned out. I'm not gonna lie. Essentially, long story short, because of the way this crop is and the way things grow, not everything grows at the same rate. Like this section of field right here and this section of field right here might have a slightly different composition. So for some unknown, baffling reasons that only the gods know about, this area right here is growing a little bit slower. So what I think we'll end up doing, I'll probably take a couple more loads of wood, let stuff grow. I know this is good to go, but I think what I'd like to do is just harvest everything all at once. So with that being said, we're going to let that stuff settle, get it rocking and rolling. We'll hop back in our truck down here, and I'll kind of show you the way around. Now, I think I might go ahead and potentially do something with this because, you know, regardless of whether the town is going to acknowledge what I'm doing out here as something good and a positive for the community, I don't know. I don't know. So I may get to a point where I just take steps into my own hand and start developing this area out here for my use and my purposes. It's just going to make things easier for me in the long run anyways. Now, I know this is all about me, you know, whatever. I think I'm entitled to a little bit, to a degree. One thing we'll end up doing there is fixing that hill. Maybe we'll dig it up a little bit, you know, do whatever we have to do to make that a little bit easier on us. And as you can see, guys, I have a couple piles. I do. I think what I found out with the piles that I was making over here, I made them a little bit bigger than I normally do. Pretty much two full piles, will go ahead and fit on one trailer. So 4 piles will equal a full load, which let's just say it's $65,000. So I have 1, 2, and some change. Now, that all together will get me very, very close to doubling the amount of money that we got right now. I'm thinking it'll work out pretty slick. One thing I do like to do, though, this is just something I've noticed when I am... Oh, wait a second. When I'm going ahead and loading these trailers up, I like to go ahead... Oh, shoot. Oh, my goodness. I like to detach the trailers a little bit, just to give myself a little bit of space for maneuvering in between things. I'm not going to lie, I like to keep them in a relative straight line so it's easy to back up. Oh, man. But I think with all these little trees that we got over here, I know we'd see... There's the lightwood again. There's that lightwood. Oh, my goodness. I tell you what. I wish that I'd be able to sell that for more money. But when I cut those down, they look like everything else. It's not until you put them on a scale is when you can really tell the difference. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. But one thing I will end up doing here is for all these smaller trees, I'll probably end up making wood chips with all of them. Now you might be asking yourself, why am I just getting all wood chip happy here? Well, since the angry place decided that they were gonna kind of walk away on me, I got a little mad. I'm not gonna lie. Got a little mad, a little disappointed, but I decided to reach out and talk to a couple other places. Get a realtor involved, because, you know, I think that might not be a bad idea to just make it onto myself. But I want to let the area know that I'm here, and one way to do it is be loud about it. Make some noise. So I actually went out and I started talking to a couple places to see if they will want to get involved in my land. Obviously, we work out a deal. I may have to do some of the landscaping and the road works. that might be depending if we can talk to the town or not. So we'll go ahead and we'll wait and see how that all turns out. I'm not sure what's going to end up happening, but we definitely will see it. This time, because I don't want to get overly excited like I did last time, I think I'm going to kind of keep it to myself. But until that time, I think I'm going to go ahead and keep on oh my goodness, got wiggly logs. I think what I'm going to do at this point... Whoa, 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 whoa. Put that down. Simmer. Simmer. Okay. Well, clearly these trees are possessed, and we're doing the world a favor by getting rid of them. That's a guarantee. But what I will go ahead and do, guys, is I'm going to keep on going with this. I'm going to rack up the change. Get rid of these. I'm going to see if I can exercise these trees. Get them out of here. Get them out of the forest. We don't need them in here. Oh, man, this is terrible. Alright, guys. I'm just going to keep on hammering away at this, and I will catch up with you guys in a little while. Probably when it gets to be time to harvest, but I don't know. A lot of stuff could happen in between now and then. So, everyone, we have had a development or two. If you notice, our money has gone up just a hair from last time that we spoke, and as you can see, I still have a full trailer of logs. Yeah, so the last loads that we had from before, I loaded those up, I took those into town, and we were still about 20 to 40, I think it was $40,000 short, give or take, of the dollar amount that we needed. So what I did was I jumped back into the Scorpion King and quickly tried to cut down a couple trees, but once I got to that very last tree that I was going to cut down, it rolled over on the hours, and I was charged for another full hour. So after I ran over and kicked a tree, and then thought how bad of an idea that was, I decided to hop back into the Scorpion King and cut down a handful more trees, because I figured I paid for the full hour. Let's just go ahead and use it just a little bit more. So that is one of the developments. This is the last little bit of wood that I cut, and because I slowed down, it was a little hard getting up that. But one of the other developments that I had learned was I received a phone call from one of the members of the town, and they had mentioned to me, hey, we've had a couple things pop up in town since the last time I was there. I might want to go check them out. Okay, well, what was it? It said one of them was a like a little farm shop sort of thing. I guess it's another place to sell. I can sell my materials, and I guess the best way to describe it, it's kind of like an artisan type shop. So that is one of the things. And as you can see right here, I already drove the Scorpion down here, so we can go ahead and replace it. Now, let's come up over here, and we are going to sell this load of wood, and then we'll go look at the place. See, so this farm shop popped up in town here, where we can kind of go and sell like our little grains and whatnot. And like I said, it's kind of like a little artisan shop. So that's part of it. The other part of it is, he was saying, kind of like on the back side, there's a place to sell dairy goods. Oh, okay, I don't really have any dairy goods. Like, I don't have any cows or any chickens or anything like that. I don't have any animals. That doesn't do me any good, but it's good for the town. So I thought to myself, this is great. I love this. We're going to have to go check this out. So let's go ahead and sell this wood. 64,000. You know, that seems to be about the average of what I get, between 64 to 67,000. I know one of the trips that I brought up here, I got 74, 78, something like that. So that that was one of those times where absolutely everything went right. All the wood laid in there nice and perfect. It was just absolutely fabulous. And of course, that never happened again. So it's kind of to be expected. So let's hop in here. I'm going to kind of drive this around to get this out of the way over here. I have found out that if I go ahead and cut that corner too tight, my trailers tend to get stuck on buildings, so we can't have that. And actually, I'm just going to go this way really quick, and we'll drop this off by the shop right here, because we're going to have to go into the shop anyways. Actually, you know, right here. This looks like a great spot. Alright, so we'll turn it off right there. And right over here is the little farm shop. This is pretty darn cool. So this is one of those places. They got like little knickknacks and... Oh my gosh. Like little knickknacks and stuff like that. And as you can see, it's more of like a little diner, artisan type of thing. You can put your different things in here they sell. Now, I'm not the only farmer that they go ahead and buy their produce from, but they hopefully they'll go ahead and buy my stuff. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. And I was told around the back, say, yeah, right here. This has got to be it. This has got to be it. And I was told they take like milk and eggs right here, so this is not too bad. So you got milk cans right out there. I'm assuming they store them on the inside. Can I? No, I'm not allowed in. I'm not allowed. Can I get in here? Oh, well, hot dog, yeah. Well, it seems like they don't have many customers right now, but that's okay. That is just fine by me. Oh, come on. There we go. Perfect. So that's good. Nice little addition to the town. I love it. This is good. This is good. This is what I was really hoping that I was going to be able to do. I was really hoping that I was going to be able to jumpstart something. And you know, this is something. You know, after that Agra, Angry, Harry, whatever that place is, yeah, they didn't want to buy my land because I was unreasonable. I'm really glad that this popped up. I mean, this really makes me feel good. I'm not going to lie, I was feeling pretty down about myself, that I had kind of screwed things up and I had hurt the town in one way or another, but it's nice to see that that's not necessarily the case. I mean, I'd hope that that's something that would make sense for me, that I was the thing that triggered it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. I do know that people in town are aware my land is for sale, so they can come on down at any time and get what they want. Now, we actually have two things right here that we are not going to lease anymore. One is the Scorpion King. That's not ours. And the other thing is this trailer. I actually completely forgot that that trailer was not even ours, so let's get this out of here like this. And I'm not going to turn that off because I'll never ever be able to turn it back on. So let's get over here. Let's return Shoot, I'm sorry about that. Let's get over here. Let's return our couple items. We've got to repair that first. Return it. Yes. Gonna repair, yes. Return, yes. Perfect. All right. Now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do here is, if you guys will give me just a minute or two, I'm gonna go inside and see if I can get a deal. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a deal, but I'm gonna see if I can wheel and deal and see if I can get something set up in here so I can get the tree harvester that I want and maybe a trailer to go with. Maybe I can get them to work something out. I don't know. But I'm going to work my magic, and let's see what ends up happening here. Well, I tell you what. I don't quite have the devilish tongue that I thought I did. Oof. Shoot. But I did come away with something pretty sweet. And one thing they did do for me is they did throw in these custom paint jobs for nothing. So this is what we're balling in right now. This is our new purchase, a sample Rosloo 27 miles per hour. That way we can just go slightly faster. Bought this trailer, the Goldhofer. It's actually pretty slick. So what ends up happening, I do need to use this type of hitch right here. But what I end up doing with this, now I didn't even know you could do this, but what I have to end up doing is I can detach the sections just like that, and there we go. And it drives off, and voila. In order to go ahead and pull it around, we just hook it right back up. So this is going to be our new trailer, our new tree harvester for our new plot of land. I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Oh man, things are really starting to come together, guys. Things are really starting to come together. Even after everything kind of fell apart on us, I'm feeling pretty darn good about what our future holds. That is for sure. Now, with that being said, one of the, I don't want to say only reasons or only things that we had Grandpa's truck hanging around for was to pull around that trailer. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I said before, we're not getting rid of Grandpa's truck. What I'm talking about is now we're kind of in that same position we were before, where we're kind of slightly inconvenienced by not having enough power, I guess is the best way to say it, to get things from point A to point B. So one, ooh, that's close. That's really close. Ooh. One of the things I was thinking about potentially doing is getting another one of these trucks right here. That way we can go ahead and use this truck or the other truck to pull trailers around while we continue to go ahead and make things happen with the other trailer hauling wood back and forth. Now, I don't know. I don't know if we're ready to retire this one or not, but it's at least an option for us to think about. Now, I have not gone ahead and asked the dealer about getting another one of these trucks. I don't know what the availability is either. So that's just something we're going to have to play by ear. But what I'm going to do right now, guys, is I'm going to drive this tractor. That's not a tractor. Well, I guess technically is. It's a tractor trailer setup we got going on here. I'm going to drive this setup. Oh, I tell you what, we'll bring this around to the other side here and kind of show you what we're going to do, because I think we're going to have to start making some paths for ourselves around here. But this is going to kind of be our new route for coming back and forth. I'm going to run back to town with this truck, grab our 2 logging trailers, and head on over here, because this is where the action is going to start happening. Now, to kind of help us out to figure out where we're going, we have this open field type hill thing. I don't know what we want to call it. We have this relatively open hill right here, and just past that is where our land is. Oh boy, getting a little hilly. Get down, get down, get down. There we go, flat land, good. This is going to be where we start rocking and rolling again. This is going to be where we end up going ahead with our new forestry location. I don't know if I can just detach that by itself. Okay, yeah, it's not going to allow me to detach that. So let's go ahead. Let's get this guy off. He'll listen to that thing purr. Oh, shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. The vehicle straps are still on. Let's try this again. Connect that. Vehicle straps are off. Detach that, pull forward. Get out of the way. Let's try this again. Alright, there we go. Oh, and it handles perfect, too. Look at that, just like a Cobra. And it actually, it's got pretty good speed. I'm kind of glad we went for that upgrade right there. That's pretty good. And now, this particular harvester, I believe, can go ahead and harvest logs up to, I think, 12 meters. Now, 12 meters is not going to fit on our trailer setup that we have. It could possibly fit on some of those other trailers that we got and ended up turning away, but not the ones we have right now. So it's kind of a downer, but ultimately it's not the end of the world. We'll definitely figure something out and how we want to proceed with all of this stuff, but for the time being, guys, I'm going to head back to town, get our trailers, head on over here, and we're going to have to just see what the heck we're going to do. So I will catch you guys in a little while. Well, everyone, we decided that after we got these trees cut down over here, maybe, just maybe, it made sense to go ahead and cut the grass. Now, we have cut the grass, we've gotten rid of the stumps, and now we're ready to rock and roll. I will tell you this. When it comes to getting these stumps that were out here, the Liebherr grinder, that actually works, I'd say, not a million times better, but quite a bit better than our Unreal grinder. Really, the biggest benefit for using the Unreal grinder, actually, you know, let's go ahead and try and get this stuff over here. The biggest benefit for using the Unreal grinder is just so we can get the little bits and pieces. Like, if I cut the tree too high up, I guess, it is the good way to look at it, so there's a lot of meat left on the stump, then I'm able to get a bunch of extra wood chips on it. Other than that, the Liebherr is by far the superior item to go ahead and use. So, you know, it's just one of those things. Now, with that being said, we have accumulated quite the load of grass. And I got way more than I thought I would have. So this is actually what we're sitting on right now. I think this is close to... Oh, I think it's up to... Well, we'll take a peek here. Let's get this off of here. I think we're right about 2,000, or not 2,000, 200,000 liters. Set there for right now. Now, one thing that I ended up doing here is when I was going ahead and collecting the grass, I was just leaving this tractor right here because it is much slower. I'd have to detach a bunch of stuff, wander around. So I actually used our little Mercedes-Benz over there to take this loading trailer, so loading wagon, and move it all over the place. The only problem is that it does not work out all that well. Okay, yeah, so right now we're at 197,000 liters, and with this little bit that's going to go on here, it is going to jack that price up. Or not jack the price up, but jack up the amount that's in there substantially. Oh, man, you know what? I think we should probably end up doing... Because even though I can do this right now, that's going to... Ooh, boy, yeah, that's going to be a bit iffy. That's going to be a bit iffy. All right. Yeah, I knew I shouldn't have done that. Those back wheels aren't even on. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I tell you what I'm going to do. Hang tight for 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and get our... Where is he? There he is. I'm going to go get the Liebherr, and I will be right back. Hang tight, and we will get this thing out of here. Well, on my way back over here, which I foolishly did not put the Liebherr on the trailer and drive it over here. I decided to drive it myself. I found some sticks. So that in itself isn't that bad. It definitely makes doing this a little bit easier. Now, why did I go over there and start monkey shining around with that? Well, what my plan was I was waiting for this little section over here that hadn't finished growing to get done growing, so we can go ahead and harvest everything all... Oh, yes! Yes, all right, that's good. So this is all ready to go. We're ready to go ahead and start rocking and rolling with this. And then what we'll end up doing is we will harvest these 2 fields, start getting them prepped, but we'll also work on getting our far field taken care of. But first, we got to get this stuff taken out of here. Yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, man, it's good to go for the time being. Now, you know, having those extra little places in town, I know I talked about those for a little bit there, but, you know, having those extra places in town are really, really nice. It's one of those things that you just... Oh, man, it's just nice to have them. All right, I got to come around from the backside here. Let's see if we can get this. Like I was saying before, it really helps the town grow. It might also help bring new things in. I mean, you never know. You never know what's going to end up happening with all of that stuff. All right, let's go. Even if I push that over the edge. Now, I'm trying to turn at the same time. I don't know if it's working or not. Kind of. I'm actually, at this point, kind of just hoping I can push the darn thing off the edge. As silly as that sounds... Wait a second here. Let's get the Mercedes out of the way. We don't want this to fall over. Alright, let's go ahead and turn that on. Drop it really quick. Get these since we're here. There we go. Now it's done. 700 liters. Not too bad. Not too bad. I did take a look at the prices for the wood chips. They're not great. I think I did some math here, and I think with all the wood chips that we got, which I think is over 200,000 liters, to be 100% honest with you, I think we're looking at only making maybe 30,000, maybe 34,000 off of those. So I'm not sure if I want to sell those just yet, to wait for a better price. My gut is telling me it's probably best just to wait a little bit longer. Maybe a better price will pop up, because one of the prices is going down. Oh my gosh, come on, just please. Come on. There we go, got it out. Oh boy. Oh no, now I'm stuck. Okay, no, I'm not stuck. That was close. Oh man. So that is one of the things that we got. But you know, 200,000 liters. Where is he? Yeah, there he is. Our truck over there only holds 20,000 liters at a time. So we would, oh boy, we'd be taking a bunch of trips back and forth to town once prices, once prices go up. So I'm thinking we may want to look at getting something a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier, but something that we can also use for other things. Now, one of the things we were talking about, or I was talking about a couple episodes ago, a little while ago, was maybe investing a little bit more money into our mining operation. Well, if we were to get a larger trailer, I think that would be something that would definitely fall under that category of trying to improve what we're doing for the mining. It would definitely upgrade what we have. I mean, that's going to be a plus right off the bat. And on top of that, we're going to be able to take less trips, fewer trips. And ultimately, that's going to be just a net positive. Yeah, he's doing okay. Plus, I mean, you go ahead and take a look at what we have right here in chaff right now. We have over 200,000 liters, and I want to say in storage we have roughly 86,000 liters. So altogether, we have darn near 300,000 liters, or we will have close to 300,000 liters of silage. Now, why is that important at this moment? Well, silage prices are going up. And that was one of the bigger reasons why I wanted to go ahead and get this grass. I mean, other than, making Uncle Rusty proud, I thought it would be a good idea for us to go ahead and... Come on. Come on. Wiggle it free. Wiggle it free. There we go. I thought it'd be a good opportunity for us to go ahead and make a little extra cash doing something other than mining. Now, mining, I guess, like we've gone over before, or not mining, logging. Now, as we've gone over before, logging is the bread and butter that we got going on here. And actually, one thing that I was thinking about doing here was doing a couple more loads of logs. I mean, let's face it, the trees are like an ATM for us, so whenever we need cash, we go ahead and log for a little bit. When we get as much cash as we need to make a couple purchases, we stop and make our purchases and do the stuff that is revolving around those purchases. I mean, it's a good life. It's a good life that we got going on here. Oh, man, on Grandpa's old farm. But, oh, shoot. I definitely don't think that the town is necessarily 100% behind us yet. Well, they're pretty close to being 100% behind us, but we don't have the town built up, or we haven't helped the town get built up to a point where we feel comfortable that we can really say, hey, we did that. So we still got to keep on chugging along, keep on rocking, keep on rolling. But I think what I'll do, guys, is I'll keep smashing this down. It's going to take a little bit longer here. I'm going to get that trailer all fixed and put back into place. And I think what we'll end up doing is we'll probably get ourselves harvesting, get our oats and canola, and kind of go from there. So I'm going to keep on smashing this down, guys, and I will catch up to you after a little while. Howdy, everyone. It is getting late out, I know, but we got one of our fields taken care of. I believe earlier I said it was a field of oats. Well, I was incorrect. It actually was barley. And the biggest reason why I'm bringing you guys in here now is because the best price is at this brand new shop right here. So we're going to come in here and we're going to make our first sell at this location here. I'm hoping they can do something with the barley. Maybe they'll make some cereal. Maybe they'll make some sort of adult beverages. I don't know. It's their choice. Whatever they want to do with it is fine by me. But I'm just glad I can help out. Oh, $11,000. Oh, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. I love it. Oh, man. Now, don't get me wrong about this place right here. Don't think that they have the best prices for everything. Because remember how I said I thought our field had oats? Well, the original sell point over here, that actually has the best price for oats, and this one here was actually the lowest. So it's not like that is a fictitious place. They're not unrealistic. They actually cut me a pretty good deal without getting too crazy. They know they have to compete with everybody else in town, so it works out good for me and it works out good for them because they're helping me out and I'm helping them out by selling my crops to them. Ultimately, I have to go where the best price is, and that's just what's going to end up happening. So at this point, guys, I want to step out of story mode here for just 1 second. This episode right here is being recorded, well, partially after, partially before FS22 has come out. And I tell you what, I'm having a blast on that. I don't know what you guys have witnessed, if you guys have had the opportunity to play it yet or not, but I really am enjoying it quite a bit. And I do know that this series is, well, for lack of a better term, pretty darn popular for me. Being a new and, I would say, hopefully up and coming channel, it works out pretty slick. I mean, people seem to, you guys have really seemed to take a shine to this. So I know I originally said that maybe we were going to go about 10 episodes on this. Well, this is episode 10. I don't feel like the story's finished. I've thought of a couple scenarios here moving forward on what we can do. But ultimately, I want to know what you guys have to say. So at this point, could you guys go ahead and comment down below? The biggest question being is, do we move on to FS22? Or do we keep on rocking and rolling with this? Now, I know a couple of you have talked to me in the past about what you'd like to see and how we should keep on moving this one forward. But ultimately, after you have had a taste of FS22, is this something that you guys are still interested in? Because in my mind, like I said, I've worked out a couple different scenarios, and I could easily see us taking this at least another 10 more. But I could, with 10 more, 5 more, 2 more. I don't think I could go ahead and end this in one more episode after this. And I don't necessarily want to, because I personally feel like we would be not being honest with ourselves about this. Just throwing our hands in the air. 22's here. We're done. We're out of here. Stories ends right now. But with that being said, what do you guys think? Comment down below. I'd be really interested to see what you guys have to say about how we should go about moving forward with this. And now, back to story. Okay, so when we were out here harvesting this, taking this first pass around, if you guys remember, we'll just run over here really quick. If you guys remember, this area over here of the field was kind of bumpy, kind of lumpy. It didn't look very good. And I was kind of concerned about this, but I don't know. Oh, there it is. I don't know if it's because we decided to get this vehicle with tracks on it or whatnot, but it kept on going. It didn't give up, and we were able to actually make it all the way around the field with, I don't want to say a lot of issues. We had a couple issues here and there. Oh, that's a little bright. Oh my gosh. We'll just leave that on for right now. We made it around with a couple issues. As you can see right now, we're going like 5-6 miles an hour. 6 miles an hour is probably our max. When we were over on the other side, because of the hills and bumps and grooves, it knocked us only down to 4. So it's not the end of the world. I still see it as being something good for us. Now, what do you mean by good? I mean, this harvester is working its butt off. See, 4 miles an hour gets a little bogged down, but I haven't had it drop down below 4. Oh, those little jumps to 3, that's the slowest thing it's gone. So what am I looking at this for? Well, the terrain on our new field that we're going to end up creating, as you can see over there, it's got a little bit of a hill there. Even when going ahead and mowing, I was having a couple issues with it. not bad. Not bad, but there were a couple issues over there. I'm actually going to go ahead and kind of square this off a little bit more down here. Just because, as you can see, this thing has an incredibly wide turning radius. And when I get down over here, I don't want to have to try and turn around and smash into that tree right there. I suppose I could cut that tree down, but nah, it's survived the cut so far, so we'll just leave it there. It's not a big deal. But yeah, like I said, this area over here, it's kind of lumpy, it's kind of bumpy. It's undulated, if you will. Now, this guy has been doing good. And to harvest that field over there, it really didn't take us all that long. So I think necessarily upgrading the harvester, I don't think that's something we have to do right now. I mean, obviously we don't have cash on hand, but we have an ATM machine right over there that we're probably going to end up tapping into pretty quick. So we have the resources, we have the ability. It's just a matter of how do we want to go about doing it. I don't know. At this point, it kind of makes me think about back when I was looking at some of the pictures that Grandpa had hanging on his wall. We don't necessarily have fields in all the exact same places that Grandpa had. He kind of had a field out there, kind of had a field out here, and then wrapped back up kind of where our driveway is, he had another field. Now, even though we don't have everything in the exact same spot as Grandpa, as of right now, we've already surpassed the amount of acreage that Grandpa had when it come to his fields. So I think in that aspect of things, we've already kind of done a pretty darn good job. But Grandpa also didn't have a large harvester like this. So if we're looking at an eye for an eye, I don't think we've actually met the same amount of land that Grandpa had to work with. Because you got to figure, I'm looking at this for a ratio of things here real quick, if you will with me. If Grandpa only had this bit of land here, and he just had that one small tractor and a harvester that he could kind of pull behind, it would take him much longer to go ahead and work the land out. Now that we have something bigger and more technology in our pocket, I don't think we quite equal out. I don't think we're working about the same amount as Grandpa yet with all of this. So I didn't want you guys to feel like we had already really just rocketed past Grandpa or anything like that, or I guess really just to give you a reference on how much Grandpa had. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to keep getting this taken care of, and I'll probably end up having to sell this canola off tonight. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see how much we get. But if I do sell it off here at night, I'll let you guys know. But either way, I'll probably end up seeing you guys in the morning. So until then, sleep tight. here. Oh, man. Whew. That is the last night I can do that. The straw helped. The straw helped a little bit, so I went out here. I picked up all the straw from harvesting our barley. Took a couple handfuls, threw it in there, made a little bit of a pile so I could sleep. Oh man, but that was rough. And as you guys could see though, last night we did make a good chunk of change. Now we're sitting pretty good money-wise, but I mean, if we're gonna buy a house, if there are things that we're gonna end up doing, we're gonna end up having to go ahead and get some cash. So this is probably, that's probably done. No, it isn't. It's not letting me take that off, so it's probably not done. It's got a little bit to go, but like I said, we have some purchases that we're going to end up having to make here in the very near future, so let's kind of get ourselves going. Now, some of the things that we're going to end up doing here is I'd like to get a path or something like that. I have been going like this to get around to the other side over here, but I've also destroyed some crop on the way with some slipping and sliding around, so I don't want to do that anymore. I want to make a decent road, or at least a good path, so I can get over this way, get over to my fields on this side, and then also give me a quicker route coming over here to the forestry portion, or as we're going to start calling it, our ATM. Now, last night I also decided that I was going to cut up a couple trees, get a couple of them out of the way, get a couple of them down so that we could move on. Now, one thing that I don't know if I say I was unaware of, because it's kind of my own fault if you want to look at it that way. Let's get this out of here. But this particular, we'll go worry about this guy. We need to get that back over here anyways. This particular harvester, this tree harvester that we have over here, it's not quite like the Scorpion. Now the Scorpion, the seat actually spins all the way around. With this guy here, just the boom moves. So that kind of caught me unaware. But, you know, that's my own fault for not really doing more research into the different models that I could get. And to be honest with you, I think the salesman, they kind of got me on that one. That's a shame on me. Oh boy. But you know, this one here, we kind of have to operate slightly different. We can still do the same thing roughly. There's a little bit of a learning curve, I'm not gonna lie, but ultimately I think this thing will work out pretty slick for us. It seems to, well, once I cut this down I'll show you, it seems to have pretty darn good traction and control when it comes to different things. Now, in order to get our shooting this thing way off to the side here and backing it up like we have in the past, I have to kind of get myself going and then turn off to the side, and it, oops, let's get that up and over. It kind of gets it away from the harvester. Biggest reason why we want to make sure that that happens is just so we don't end up with the logs trying to poke us in the face or anything like that. So as you can see, it works pretty slick. I mean, obviously I got to think about things slightly different, but it does work pretty slick. Let's get this over here. I got my little pile started for our little spindly pieces right over here. Now, the one part that I wanted to show you that I kind of seen. Now I'm probably going to end up messing up this pile here, but let's go ahead and pick that up nice and high. It actually goes over logs and brush really pretty nice. I mean, obviously right there it's like I'm on roller skates, man. But it does make it through the terrain pretty well, and that was one of the things that I was pretty worried about when it came to cutting trees down on this hill, was just that rough terrain that we're going to end up running into. But I think we'll do all right. I think we'll be okay. I think things will be fine. We'll just keep on rocking and rolling with what we got here. Let me see here. Turn a little bit. There we go. See, we just need to practice a little bit more. That's it. That's it. And then everything will work out just fine. Or at least that is, oh boy, that is what I'm hoping for. And with that being said, guys, if you're liking what you hear and you're liking what you're seeing, oh my goodness, this is getting a bit dangerous. Let's swing that out over here. Go ahead and smash that like button. I would appreciate it. If you want to help the channel out, go ahead and hit that subscription. It's really going to mean a lot to me. And go ahead and turn that notification bell on. Smash it really, really hard. And make sure it's turned on to all. That way you know when this and other videos are going to be coming out. Especially with FS22 coming out. Oh man, there's going to be lots of brand new content coming from LockNutz. I tell you what. I tell you what. Go ahead and share this video if you like it with somebody you know, someone you like. Well, not even necessarily somebody you like. Maybe a friendly lumberjack. I know. We've encouraged that on numerous occasions, but gosh darn it, they're people too. Really, honest. They are. Oh, man, I tell you what, guys. I've been having fun. I've been really enjoying this a lot. We're really cracking along, making Grandpa's farm something pretty neat. Oh, boy. I tell you what, guys. Oh, watch out for that tree. Oh, gosh. Thanks for stopping by.